As we know, the Special Victims Unit was disbanded. The question is a general question. What is your philosophy on having a Special Victims Unit in the County Attorney's Office? Oh, yes, excuse me. David, Jeff, Adam. This is a minimum.
I got rid of Special Victims Unit because they weren't prosecuting the cases as they should be prosecuted, frankly. I only have 60 seconds. So I'll just cut to the chase. What I did was I added 3 more prosecutors from the 6 in the team to 9. I put 1 prosecutor that's sex crime trained in each courtroom so that every courtroom has a sex crime trained prosecutor. And then I sent more prosecutors to specialized training. As things sit in my office today, 19 of my felony trial prosecutors have specialized training in sex crimes prosecution. If you look at the numbers, my office has prosecuted more sex crimes than my predecessor, both by percentage of cases coming in and by sheer numbers. Just because the bureaucratic way of doing it is to say we're going to have this Special Victims Unit doesn't mean it's the only way it can be done. And we're demonstrating that we can do it better.
There is no focus under the current administration on sex crimes because we have no Special Victims Unit. We need a Special Victims Unit with expert attorneys that have the experience and training to prosecute these cases and also work as a unit with the detectives that are investigating those cases. That's not happening, and there's been mistakes happening. And as far as the focus on sex crimes, we have a case where child sex abuse, this happened, this is in the news. Child sex abuse happened, and the current administration decided not to pursue the child sex abuse because the offender was no longer in the home. Okay, that is ridiculous. The offender should be punished, number 1. And number 2, the offender could re-offend again. We don't not prosecute simply because the offender is outside the home. And in many cases, they're not even charging enhancements.
I work with victims almost every day. I was on the Special Victims Unit when it got disbanded, and it was a mistake. It is national best practice for a reason, because the training and expertise required to deal with those specialized cases cannot easily be spread around an entire office. And what happened when that unit was disbanded is what Jeff Gray just told you about cases not being charged appropriately. There's more that's happening. Cases aren't being resolved properly. The inmates at the jail are literally keeping a list of case resolutions in special victims cases and arguing that they shouldn't have to take accountability because some other prosecutor wouldn't force them to take accountability. There was a first-degree sodomy case of a child, which is a 25-year mandatory minimum, and one of the line attorneys that he gave it to put it out to a 1 to 15-year non-mandatory prison term. That is not justice. And I have to tell you the real reason the Special Victims Unit was gotten rid of. From whom? I sat in the room with David Levin. I know he's going to get 30 seconds to respond, that's fine. I sat in the room. No, I got to get this one out. He told me, no, I got to tell you.
Is that everybody gets an equal amount of time.
Especially David.
Except for David, he gets more.
No incumbent advantage.
Come on.
The delegate. If the delegate here, the answer.
If he wasn't able to
The delegate's right here.
How about this? How about this?
For us.
I'll give Adam Pomeroy my 30 seconds so that he can tell you what he says I said.
Thank you.
It's not what I say, he said, it's what he said. And go ask any person on the Special Victims Unit for the truth about what happened. I was told to my face that the reason it was disbanded, after he promised law enforcement not to disband it, is because there were some attorneys on the unit who wouldn't follow his softer on crime sex policies towards people. Because he wanted a case that the line attorney wanted to go to prison to not have to go to prison, that he should work out molesting his grandchild with an LDS bishop. That's not how we prosecute sex cases. Sex cases against children should go to prison.